Hi guys, this is James from Last Day Psalm Studying. Today I'm going to be interviewing my papa's Aunt Shirley, so let's get started. Let's see if we can learn anything. Okay, first question. What is your full name?
My name is Shirley Mae Esslinger, maiden name Wright.
Second question. Where were you born?
I was born in Concord, Tennessee.
When?
May the 16th, 1940.
Okay. What is your mom's name?
Minnie Myrtle Delaney Wright.
Okay. What is your dad's name?
Edward Wright.
How do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yes, I had 2 sisters and 2 brothers.
Hey, don't mean to interrupt, but let me go ahead and ask this question. And sure, I remember Rosie, Mamaw's sister.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just, it just came to mind. I remember her living out there in Bluegrass.
Mm-hmm.
She was out there pretty much her whole life, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she lives with her daughter now, and I'd like to, as far as I know, she's still living.
Yeah.
And I'd like to get a hold of her, but I don't know how to.
Well, I remembered Aunt Rosie because she played the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And her and my dad would play and sing sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just want to throw that in. Okay, go ahead, honey. You're doing a great job.
Who was your grandmother?
My grandmother's name was Mary Jane Delaney.
There are some interesting things about Mama Delaney. Let's see what were some things you remember about her.
Oh, my grandmother was a hard-working woman. She had 11 children. One set was twins, and they took diphtheria when they were small. And Grandpa had to rush them to the doctor, but one of them died, but one of them lived. And that was Aunt Lizzie, I think. I believe she's the one that had the twin sister.
How old was Mama Delaney when she passed away?
113.
What? 113 years old. Us kids, I'll tell you a real interesting story about that.
She must have been taking care of herself.
Well, we're going to maybe get into why she lived so long, because she bore witness to why she lived so long. She said if it wasn't for the Lord, she wouldn't have, but she had given her life to him a long time ago, and it's he that sustained her. But there was an interesting story when I was in seventh grade in history class. And I remember we were studying about the Great Depression of 1929. Well, we were studying, and as we're going through the history book, there was a picture of a little old woman on Gay Street, downtown Knoxville, weaving baskets, or had weaved baskets, and was selling baskets. It was a little Indian woman.
Mm-hmm.
And come to find out after research, it was her.
Mm-hmm.
This little Indian woman during the Great Depression on Gay Street selling baskets that she had weaved. Shows up in the history book.
Her and her dad. And they said that Grandma also danced.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. So you can imagine as a 12-year-old little boy, you're studying history and you're like, that's my Mama Delaney. How come she's in it? So that's an interesting story. Anyway, keep going, honey. You're doing great.
What about your grandfather?
Grandpa was a hard-working man. He didn't live too long. I don't know exactly the age he was. He was, I think, in his 50s, late 50s when he died. But he put in 16 long hours every day working, except Sunday. He did not believe in working on Sunday.
Okay.
Okay. What were some of the things you did as kids?
I remember playing in Grandpa's barn a lot. I remember helping Grandma churn milk to make butter. And I remember watching her take a chicken and do it like that and break its neck and pull it off.
Oh my goodness. That was a shocker for you, right?
To fix for breakfast, she fixed chicken every morning for breakfast. But she had to kill it first and then pull its feathers out and all that and clean it.
And then that's what they ate.
Yep.
That's right.
Food that you ate.
And what?
What were the food that you ate?
They grew their own food. The only thing that Grandpa had to buy was flour, meal, sugar, and coffee.
So they always had a big garden.
Yes.
Well, I remember as a kid. I remember
big
back
garden.
early 70s during the gas crisis. My dad lost his job. I mean, remember that the early 70s, and we stayed down there for a little while. And everybody had gardens. Everybody had crops. I remember that as a kid. So it's important to know that most folks back then did grow their own food and stored it in cellars and just any way they could, canned.
Grandma and Grandpa had a cellar.
Yeah. And that's what we're learning how to do, ain't we, Gracie? We can food. And as a matter of fact, we brought Aunt Shirley some stuff from our own crop today. So we're going to give that to her. Okay. Well, keep going, honey. You're doing well.
Let's see. Did you play any games?
Usually I played house out there under Grandpa's barn. I'd have me some little crates, whatever to sit on, and an old broom that Grandma had thrown away and wasn't using anymore. I just played house by myself. And that is when I really, truly became a Christian. It's because I felt somebody was around me all the time. I could feel the presence, and I would look, and I couldn't see nobody. And I would look, and I couldn't see nobody. And I come to the knowledge that it was Jesus watching over me. He was always near to me.
Well, we're going to give you that opportunity here at the end and explain that.
So that's how I became, how it started.
Well, good. What's next, honey?
Let's see. Did you do any chores?
Oh, yes. Grandma made sure you did your share of work. We had to carry water from the spring, especially on wash days. We had to help with the wash. We had to help with hanging the clothes out on the line. And we had to help in the kitchen. We had to wash dishes and just do different things for Grandma.
Did any of you ever get a whipping?
No. The only thing I can say that Grandma did, I stayed at Grandma's a lot. And you did not say bad words around Grandma. And evidently one time I did, and she washed my mouth out with soap that they made. They made their own soap. I never will forget that. So, needless to say, I never said no more bad words.
That broke me. That's good. That's good. Okay.
Who did? Aunt Shirley, you have been a Christian woman as long as I can remember. You have always talked about Jesus. When were you born again?
Oh, goodness. That's hard to say. I know I was baptized in a church down there in Knoxville, one of those big old churches, big Baptist church. Seemed like it was there on Church Street in Knoxville. And I was baptized. But I can't say that that's when I was born again.
I remember you telling me a story when you was 9 years old. You went to this Pentecostal church to visit there or something like that, and you said
Yes, and I fell
it
in home.
never you've never been the same since.
No. It had a big impact on my life.
Yeah.
I just felt like I was at home.
Yep.
And most kids, it would have scared them to death.
Right. And the presence of God was there, and
Mm-hmm. They were at the altar praying. It was just and I can remember Grandpa's funeral too. That had a big impact on me. How that people came from miles and miles and miles to his funeral, and they were praising God and rejoicing and going on. There was no sadness there. Everybody was happy.
So you was born again, though you knew that you was a Christian
I can't
for a
really
long
say
time.
it just step by step by step, I guess. But I know when I rededicated my life was back in 1978.
78.
Over Blue Springs.
Right. But as a kid, you knew there was the presence of God,
Mm-hmm.
and you had the influence and
Yes.
all that. Okay, that's good.
What do you think the most important thing for a human being is?
The most important
The
thing
very most important thing
is to give your heart and life to Jesus.
Why is that?
So that he can control you and lead you and guide you and keep you out of a lot of trouble. Mm-hmm. Yes. He makes a difference in your life. He changes.
Hey, tell Aunt Shirley about a prayer that you prayed 2 days ago.
I prayed for next time I'm at school I would imagine 2 paths, one right over here, the wrong side, and one over here on the right side. I would imagine 2 cars, and both of them are going to the wrong side. Then I would imagine 2 other cars going to the right side. And then I think, should all those cars together, that's 4, should all those 4 cars be going to the right side or the wrong side? So I thought about it, and I'm like, they should be going to the right side. Not that they're going to make you, that you have your choice to follow Jesus or not. And I follow him almost everywhere I go. I pray to him every night, and I love having to talk to him and taking a break and asking him to forgive me if I do something wrong.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. You did that 2 nights ago, and you asked Jesus to, the next time you take the wrong path, to help you get back on the right path. I remember you praying that.
Kind of like one of the 2 cars
Right.
going to the wrong side.
Right.
And then they can't back up to go to the other side. I prayed that he would let my car back up and go to the other side.
That's good. All right.
Let's go to the next question. Aunt Shirley, why are you not afraid to tell people about Jesus?
Because I love him so. And I know he's the right choice to make in your life.
That is true. Let's see.
He always tells you the truth. You can trust him, depend on him.
Why do you think so many that profess to know Jesus don't serve him or testify of him?
I think they really they don't see who God is, who he really is. But once you see who he is and how that he loves his creation, and he will go with you to the very end. He will never leave you nor forsake you. He will fight for you always. Do you understand? Do you?
Yeah. Let's move on to the last question. Aunt Shirley, do you believe we have an enemy out here?
Oh, yes. His name is Satan and his workers, his angels.
Is an enemy a good person or a bad person?
Bad person.
Now, what makes him a bad person?
Because he's against God.
Another reason can also be because he doesn't like God, and he's trying to lead us to the wrong path. He's trying to make the car not be able to back up and keep on going to that path until we turn.
That's right. That's right.
We should never trust him, even when he's in our thoughts.
That's right.
I know that he tries to control me every now and then, and I know a lot of times it can work. But you just got to figure it out. Ask God to help you walk through the good path and not keep in mind that Satan is next to you and trying to lead you to the wrong path.
That's right.
Keep in mind that God is going to put you in the right path and take you wherever you need to go if it's a good thing. And Satan is going to take you wherever you're going to go if it's a bad thing.
That's
but
right.
Always trust God.
That's right. Well, ladies, I think that was an awesome interview. I'm going to ask the viewers to see if they want to see some more of Aunt Shirley. I hope they do, because I am willing to drive down here to talk with her some more, because her generation, I personally believe, is the best generation. They have come through some hardships.
Questions, and I got the answers. I think it's a pretty good generation too.
Yeah, I do too. That's right, because there's a lot to learn from them. And we sure don't know about the tomorrow, none of us, because the Bible says our lives are but vapors. Vapors. It's just here one second and then gone the next. So that's why we're doing the interview. Folks, we hope that you do enjoy this video. I did get the idea from Mrs. Tipper up there in Celebrating Appalachia. I've watched her do all her interviews of some of her folks up there, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I thought, well, as soon as I get a chance, I'm going to get down here and talk to Aunt Shirley and see what she has to say about some stuff. So until next time, we're going to count this as our devotion this time around, and leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about this. And again, I think these ladies did an awesome job today.
And also don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video to other people that you know aren't a Christian, or just think about it in your mind. If you're not a Christian, ask God to forgive you and mean it.
That's right. Well, thank you, Aunt Shirley. We love you.
You're welcome.
Okay.